How to Apologize When You Haven't Done Anything Wrong is an interesting article on a counseling website that seeks to walk the line between forcing you to say you did something wrong, even if you didn't, and accusing the other person of overreacting or being unfair. It works through the process of seeking to understand and connect to the one who has been hurt by something you did or did not do, even if it wasn't wrong. The writer deftly weaves his way through the minefield of emotions without laying blame or accusing anyone of wrongdoing. Those accusations are reserved for deliberate wrongs. As we continue our study of Hosea, we find God has gone beyond seeking to understand and connect to his people Israel to direct accusations of wrongdoing. His opening command to Hosea was blunt and to the point. To paraphrase Hosea 1 verse 2, God said, "Marry a prostitute and have illegitimate children because Israel has prostituted itself." Yeah, there's no call to apologize even though you haven't done anything wrong in this text. But it probably wouldn't surprise you to hear some, actually many, people today argue that Israel hadn't done anything wrong. The only things sexually taboo in modern America are child abuse, rape, and condemning any other form of sexual activity. Of course, that last taboo leaves a lot of gray area for child abuse and rape. 50 Shades of Gray, anyone? Today's Throwback Thursday edition of Morning Minutes in the Bible on An American Missionary reaches back nearly 50 years to an article on how a society behaves when there's no greater definition of right or wrong than what the individual or society decides is right or wrong. Basically, anything goes, and there's no need to apologize. Godly Morals by Robert F. Turner from Plain Talk Magazine, June 1973. In this day of unbelief, the student of comparative religion, especially those who are smatterers, may conclude that all religions are but social developments. He sees external points of likeness, and if his grasp of Christianity is limited to ritual and traditional do's and don'ts, he is woefully unprepared to make a true comparison. Couple this with today's wide rejection of established religions, and it is easy to see why our youth, without chart or compass, have turned to pagan forms of animism, spirit worship, and like cults. But careful students of pagan cultures, where the light of God's revelation is not shown, see a different picture. We quote from the World's Religions, edited by J.N.D. Anderson, Erdman's Publishing Company, page 21 and following. In the chapter on animism, the author examines the effects of man-developed morals, having no higher source than man, upon life patterns. The complete absence of any conception of love on the part of the spirit world or the spirit worshiper deprives the individual of any of the consolations of religion. You may go through heathendom anywhere in the Indian archipelago, in New Guinea, in the South Seas, and in Africa, and you will nowhere find humanity, mercy, kindness, and love. Selfishness reigns nakedly everywhere, and self-complacency is boasted of as a virtue. For the old and infirm, life has few comforts. Once they have become useless to the tribe, their existence is only tolerated, and nothing is done for their comfort in sickness. Death holds only terror for the living, for it is a passing into the darkness of the unknown. A vague and shadowy, dismal existence is envisioned without any certainty of meeting again the loved ones left behind on earth. The spirit worshiper is without hope. Some primitive tribes are remarkably free from lying and stealing as a general habit, and adultery is a crime often punished with death. Superficially, one might conclude that here is a clear differentiation between good and evil. But on closer examination, one finds that practices which would tend to break up the social life of the family or clan are taboo for that reason, and are not a sign of intrinsic virtue. Adultery is not viewed on criminal or moral grounds, but because the wife is the purchased property of the husband and probably of the family into which she is married. Custom and taboos are the binding factors, but the idea of morals is entirely absent. While adultery among Jingpas, a Southeast Asia tribe of people, is regarded as a heinous crime, promiscuous intercourse among the unmarried youth is not only condoned, but encouraged by the elders of the tribe. There is no sense of sin. Their word "yuvak" really means punishment, the consequences of misbehavior. Misfortune may be regarded as a crime, for death in childbirth or by accident is treated with horror as though the victim was responsible in some way for inflicting this manner of death on the community. Sin is offending against tribal custom or taboo, and what is morally evil may be regarded as good if it does not transgress tribal law. Well, Robert, here it is 50 years later, and we are living in a society that broke its moral compass and threw it away. And so today, anything goes, unless society condemns it. But the only thing society consistently condemns is anyone calling for an eternal divine standard of right and wrong. As a result, all of society is in turmoil. Not even adultery is wrong, and no one is willing to apologize. Thank you for watching today's Throwback Thursday edition of Morning Minutes in the Bible, An American Missionary. Until next time, this is James McClenny, hoping you have a great day.